Well, good morning, cyber friends. It's the Mitty Man coming at you again from Walker's Music with yet another word for the day. We give God all the glory and the praise as usual and give Him all the honor. And we thank Him for all of you, or I should say the few of you, because like I say, most of the time I don't get a whole lot of views on these videos, but I do them anyhow because I'm not doing them for the sake of how many people might view them. But hopefully, if only one person gets some help from it, then it's all worth it, people. And like I said, you see the titles here of my video this morning. I'm gonna try to keep it short if possible, but I watched another video series. I watched a video from a guy named another musician, minister of music, named C-Dub Whitfield. We call him C-Dub, and he had an in-house forum with a bunch of musicians and some pastors. And the main thing they was talking about the relationship between musicians and the pastors, or I should say, and the churches to a degree. And it was very enjoyable. Matter of fact, I still have about maybe 10 more minutes, I believe, of the video at the end to watch. I watched most of it, about an hour and a half long video. But it was very, very good, very informative, and I totally agree with the most of everything I heard on it. But now, like I say, my video, like I said, I want to let y'all know that this sort of a dual function video here. I'm giving a little feedback to C-Dub and the forum. I call it the in-house forum, but he was talking about the relationship with pastors and musicians and the standoff sometime between the two, or I should say sometime the miscommunication or lack of it, either way. But this is gonna be a dual function video. First of all, we said relationships and communication, which if you're gonna have a successful relationship in any form and fashion, any kind, you got to have good communication. Now let me tell y'all something. I wanna reference this incident about when I was in school, and I was going to Berry College. And during the summertime, especially during the summertime, we at Berry, there was a work study program, and the students worked at various departments on campus, because at Berry, Berry was sort of like, well, Berry was really a private school, a private college, and it was non-denominational, but it was a private college, in other words, and it was self-sufficient. Everything was done on campus. Berry raised a lot of the beef, its food at Berry. The resources they had, the what we call I'm trying to think of the building. We call the building the building where all the laborers were for hire, that belonged to Berry. Berry really took care of itself. It was self-sufficient. But at any rate, the students that worked on the work study program, they worked during the summertime full-time most of the time, and during the year part-time most of them. Me, I worked full-time. But at any rate, I used to help. Man, I never will forget him. I don't know if Mr. Moore still living or not, but his name was Mr. Robert Moore, and he was the head of the janitorial department at Berry. And me and my buddies, me, Morris Lee, and LaRon, Maurice, and we all worked for Mr. Moore. We were crazy about Mr. Moore. And Mr. Moore was crazy about us. So we did a good job. He knew that if he put us in any building on campus, we were going to do the job rightly. But Mr. Moore had an assistant to him that her name was Miriam. And I like Miriam. Miriam was a very, very dear person. But Miriam was very nice. She was. But and most of us, we to the most of it, we loved Miriam. We really did. We really did. But Miriam had this kind of personality. Miriam was the type of person that if it was raining, she wanted the sunshine. And if it was sunshine, she wanted the rain. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got people like that you have to deal with. You got some people that are really, you don't know which way to go with them. I say it like that. You don't know which way to go with them. You don't know, this day they might be this way. The next day they're this way. They don't get along with nobody some days. And then some days they want to, you know. But you got to remember, people, when you call yourself a Christian, you got to say, you know, they had this movie called What Would Jesus Do? Well, all you got to do is look in your Bible, read the four Gospels to see how Jesus reacted to certain things. Jesus wasn't one that you had to walk on cotton round. Jesus could take anything you bring, and he would always keep his demeanor. He never did lose his demeanor, and you didn't have to worry about Jesus changing up on you. Some people, you got to walk on cotton. You don't never know what to expect. They got a set of rules for themselves, and then they change the rule with you as you go. That is not right, people. And you know what? You really are better off without those type of people in your life, because they will really keep you from doing or being the best that you can be. This is what I'm saying about communication. I mean, we got, like I said, now I want to touch on what C-Dub was talking about, because I think it was very golden that C-Dub did this. Shout out, big brother. I'm glad you did that as a musician. Make us look good. Some people, like I said, Miriam, she was a good person. She was really a good person. But she was the type that was never satisfied. Now, I mean, you never knew what to expect from her. Because if it was this way this minute, she wanted it the other way. And then tomorrow, you go and try to do it the way she wanted it the day before, she wanted it this way today. She was the type of person that you could never hardly satisfy. Well, I'm going to tell y'all the straight truth. We got people just like that today. People that are in close proximity to you, you don't ever know how to deal with them. They are never satisfied with nothing. And then they wonder why people don't like them. Well, it's because you are not fun. This is why nobody like you. This is why nobody can't get along with you, because you are hard to get along with. People try to do some little gestures with you to try to make you feel good. Then you get mad and you don't want to bring, you know what I'm saying? You know, people at your church might be trying to reach out to you, and we take it wrong. Oh, what kind of motive they got? Well, if you don't have, why do everybody have to have a certain motive? Come on, y'all. Why do everybody have to have a motive to do something, and you think that everybody got an ulterior motive? No, people. Bad communication. You're reading it wrong. Don't read something into something that may not be known. It may not. Sometimes people don't mean any harm. They're trying to do you a friendly gesture or a nice gesture, but now you done messed all that up because of you thinking in the back of your mind that everybody against you. Well, let me tell you something, people. You think too much of yourself, and you think people always got you on their mind. You thinking too much of yourself. If I sit here in this chair every day and think that everybody on Facebook is after me, then I'm thinking too much of myself, because a lot of people on Facebook don't care nothing about me. They don't care what I'm doing. So I'm not going to sit here and think that. But you know what I mean? We need to be able to communicate. And when you got to go be in relationship with people, I ain't there talking about no man and woman situation. I'm talking about a business relationship, a church relationship, all the kinds of relationships other than a man and woman. But you need to be agreeable. Some people, you can't agree with them. They at odds with everything. You can't do nothing right. You always got to walk on eggshells around them or walk on cotton, because you never know what's going to offend them. They're too easily offended. But yet and still they wonder why people don't like them. It's because you are not fun. No one can get along with a person like that. Now on to C-Dub. I don't dealt with that other stuff long enough. I'm tired of it. Let's get on with what C-Dub in the in-house forum. He had preachers and musicians there. And I can't deal with all what they said. Like I said, it was an hour and a half long video, and all of it was good. Every second of it was good. And they had some great points that brought out the preachers that were there. I know for a fact that there was at least 2 or 3 ministers there, and then the rest of them were musicians. And they were talking about the relationship between the musician and the pastor. Well, first of all, let me say this. I'm a professional musician. Yes, I am a professional musician. A lot of people don't know this, but I don't say this to brag or make myself look good, but I am a professional musician. Matter of fact, I went 6 years of college for music. I studied business and music were my majors. I was double major. Business and music. Music, my first choice. Business, my second choice. And I went 6 years of college, people, for this here profession. So I am a professional musician. Now, I said that first because what C-Dub was speaking on, and some of the pastors, a thing came up about whether or not, you know, the musicians should go out in the secular world and play for secular artists like Beyonce and Tyrone Davis, if you want to call it those. Some of you that ain't old enough to know who Tyrone Davis was. But you know what I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the secular arena. And some of the musicians that were there, they did play outside gigs. And I like what those, one was a bishop and the other one, I'm not sure his particular title, but he was a pastor. They said they didn't see anything wrong with that as long as the musician ministry does not conflict. If they had no conflict of interest, in other words, they could go out and play for Beyonce Lemonade as long as they could come in on Sunday and make, not only on Sunday, but if they were taking care of their responsibility as the church musician or minister of music, whichever you want to call it, or the piano player. Some people don't like to give us no, they think they be giving us a, you know, high up name if they call us the minister of music, even though that's what we are. But some people that want to call us a piano player, they don't want to give us no accolade. And I really admired those two preachers for taking that stand. Now, a lot of you may not think, you know, you may not think the same way. That's not what it's about, but it's about what is right. Now, I'm going to say this. My home pastor at my home church, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, we have a good relationship. And I do say good relationship. Why? Because we got good communication. I don't mind going to my pastor anytime and asking him, what do he want? What do he want the choir to do on a particular Sunday? What else can I do to make the ministry or music better at this church, at my home church? And I take his advice, and I try to follow it to the letter. Neither does he restrict me from trying out some of the things that I like. We got great communication. Therefore, we have a great relationship. Okay, my other two ministers, I play for 3 churches. AME church, a CME church, and a Baptist church. I covered the whole spectrum to a degree. Well, at my AME church, y'all know Reverend Stephanie Walton. Been knowing Steph all her life. I'm a little older than Steph. Matter of fact, I'm a pretty good bit older than Steph. But nevertheless, we have a great relationship. I love Stephanie because Stephanie not only can stomp down, preach the gospel, but she has a great sense of humor. She loves to tell some jokes, all clean. She don't tell dirty jokes, but all clean. I didn't say she didn't know any of them. Just saying she don't tell them. She don't get up in the pulpit telling dirty jokes. Wouldn't be appropriate. But she has a very great sense of humor. I get along with her just fine. Matter of fact, I got it on tape where she told the choir members to leave her musician, speaking of me, alone. She told them to the face. She didn't get behind the back and said, leave my musician alone. Hey, I can appreciate that. Therefore, anything or anytime I can try to help her to go anywhere with her, I try to go. If my schedule allow me to go, I try to go. My other pastor in my CME church, Reverend Ernell Wilbur. Great relationship, been knowing him for decades. Me and him, we all went to school together. Ernell about a year or 2 older than I am, but we all get along so great. And he's at New Salem CME, where the head steward is Fady Clark. Now, what I said all that for, I want to go back to C-Dub. when he was speaking about the secular, this other guy that was there, he spoke about the secular. And the old minister said, a lot of times, the church won't pay the musicians what they are worth. The church won't do it. So therefore, the professional musician, like myself, I'm a pro. I know music. I can play in all keys. I know music theory. I can read music. Now, I'm not no great sight reader, but that's a different thing. Now, you give me a music, I'm not afraid of it. If you give it to me and let me hold it for a few hours and give me the sheet music and let me study it a little bit, and I guarantee you I'll play it because I can read music. Okay, not only that, I teach voices. When I teach a choir, I'm not only just playing the keyboard, people. I'm teaching the choir parts. I'm putting them in where they're supposed to be. I'm trying to go along. I'm doing all of that. Not only playing the keyboard, I'm making CDs. I'm burning CDs for choir members. I'm bringing all that to the table. But yet and still, you mean to tell me that I bring all of that to the table and that's not worth at least $200? Come on, people. Come on. Come on. Be for real. That's why I love what C-Dub did this for. Now, you got some people out there saying, well, you know, if you're doing it for God from your heart, you ought to do it for nothing. That's ludicrous. I'm not going to even address that negatively because the Bible even said, Apostle Paul said, come on, people, have common sense. You don't muzzle the ox that you're at the corn. Come on now. You said the musicians shouldn't get paid, but you pay the preacher. Well, you pay the doctor and the lawyers and the plumbers and the electric. You'll pay a plumber to come to your house to fix your pipe if they're leaking. But you don't want to pay the musician that's doing his job. Well, you know, you ought to be doing it from the heart. I am doing it from the heart. I'm doing it with the best of my ability. But I should be compensated for my, look, I went to school. I'm a professional musician. I went 6 years of college to study music and business. So therefore, when I'm doing music, I am in my professional. That is my professional, and I should get compensated for it. No more than a doctor and a lawyer. A doctor and a lawyer went to school. I paid for my books. I paid for my lab fees just as well as the doctor and the lawyer. And guess what? Every time you go to a doctor's office and a hospital, even if you don't see a doctor get paid. So why shouldn't a musician that's doing his job, he or she, they're doing their job to the best of their ability, bringing all that to the table. And you mean to tell me you want to have that type of attitude toward the musician? Oh, no, not right, people. Not biblical either. Because the priests, the doorkeepers, and the singers, the musicians, was the one that was being employed by the temple. And they were being paid from the tithe that came to the temple. That was the Bible. God did that. So if you're going against the grain, you really not going against me. You're going against God. C-Dub, man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know you personally, brother, but I've checked out some of your stuff on there, and I know you play for Bishop Paul Morton Church at Greater Changing the Generation. I know that much. At least last I checked, you were still there, and I know you're a great musician. I mean, I have checked your videos out many times, and on the Producers Club, I think it's called on there, on YouTube. All of you guys on there, you're doing a lot of great service, and you're doing a great service to a lot of the musicians out here by teaching them songs and giving them little tutorials and things. I think it's called pianoclubhouse.com, I think. And I know you're on that. You're one of the moderators on that. And man, we just giving y'all a shout out. And I really enjoyed the video, and I really hope that you can do some more forums like that, because this type of stuff needs to be brought out. You know what I mean? Because musicians, we especially, not all musicians didn't go to school. I know that. All musicians didn't go to college. All preachers didn't go to seminary. I know that. That's not the point. But they're doing the same job. So they should be likely and likewise treated in the same manner that any musician like myself, being a pro, that went to school. If they're doing the job, they should be compensated just the same as I am. Not just because they didn't go to school should they get paid any less. They should be treated fairly. And now, you're a musician, you call yourself, well, I hate to say that, I don't like to judge nobody. But let me say this. Being a musician, I feel, how can you call yourself a minister of music and you can't play in all 12 keys? Now, you could be that. You could be a minister of music, and I know a lot of ministers of music that got a great ear, and give them the opportunity. They'll play. They may struggle a little bit, but they'll get it. Eventually, by and by, they'll go, because they got great ear, they'll go and play. But if they had their opportunity, they'll play in C, F, and G. They don't want to play in B major. They don't want to play in F sharp minor or F sharp major, because those are very particular keys, some of them, to play in, and I'll agree. They are. Different keys are very different in nature about the way the scales are made up. The scales are made up, all of them, the scales are made, the major scale made up the same half step and whole step. But it's the difficulty comes in the way they're laid out on the keyboard, because you got some high keys, the black keys are raised up above the white keys, and sometimes when the fingering is a lot different. C major really what I call the easy scale, because it's all white note. C major and A minor, which is the relative minor of C major, A minor. Now, if you don't know those relationships, and you said, now here I am now, I don't play in but two keys, and then I got to use the transpose button on everything else, and I don't know how to teach voices, so I'm not helping the choir that way. I don't know how to teach no voice. I can't put the soprano where they need to be. I don't know where to put the altos. I don't know where to put the tenors and the basses if you got some. Now, I don't have none of those skills. And I read absolutely, minimal music. Some of us can't read not one note. That doesn't mean you're not a great musician, but it just means you don't read the music. Well, now, if I don't bring to the table all those skills as a musician, then I shouldn't expect to get paid the same salary as another musician that possess all those skills. I may be the minister of music, but I cannot request the same salary as one. So now that possess all of those. Now that's just my take. People don't scold me out, but I'm gonna tag this video as a video response to C-Dub Whitfield, in-house forum. I'm gonna tag that in the description. So I'm just saying, I think that was a great forum, C-Dub, and man, I'm looking for some more of it, really. Because there's a lot of ministries and churches that need to hear this, because a lot of people in the church, they got a very, very negative mentality when it comes to musicians. They feel the musicians they should just give their service to the church. Well, if the musicians give their service to the church, why not the pastors? We all do the same thing, just we do different things, different gifts. Just like you pay the preacher to study, you pay the musician to study and bring forth the music ministry. You shouldn't mind doing that. And like I said, look what the Apostle Paul said. You don't muzzle the ox that tread out the corn, people. That's just a thought. And so with Mitty, man, I'm just saying, I'll give a big shout out to C-Dub about that in-house forum, man. Keep it up. Bring some more. Get them ministers and musicians together again. Maybe some more stuff can come out. And maybe it'll reach more of the masses to these here church people that got this here crazy mentality, that are a professional musician that should give away his gift and talent. No. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I've seen nothing like that in the Bible. And I don't know where church folk get off of dogging their people out. I don't know where they get that out. But believe it or not, I have suffered that. That scenario. I have suffered this same thing y'all was talking about, C-Dub in the forum. I know from personal experience, I have suffered that, where the people have a negative mentality, even to some preachers. Now, they want the musician to be there, but they don't want to pay the man. They don't want to pay the woman. The female that can get up there and play the keys off, play the black and white off the keys and behind them. They want them to be up there behind them, but they will not stand up for their musician. Well, I'm glad I don't have one like that. My 3 pastors I have right now, they're very, very contemporary. They're not stuck in the past or tradition. And I'm glad of that. And we have a great relationship. So to those of you musicians that don't have that, I pray for you. And I ask for you to pray for yourself that God will fix it for you. And I'm going to tell you like this, like one of my I call her my mother. She's long gone, passed away. Now she's resting in peace. Her name was Sister LaBonya Rivers, and I never will forget what she told me years ago. And I used to help her with her flower garden. She loved flowers. And she always told me, she said, Ernest, she said, one thing about God, when you are having troubles, he'll either move the troubles from you or he'll move you from the trouble. So that's the only thing. That's my advice to the musicians and the pastors and leaders, period. Anyone that's employed by the church, that's my advice for you. Wherever you got trouble at, God will either deliver you from the trouble or the trouble away from you. Peace, and whatever you get or get into, if God ain't in it, get out of it, because it's going to come to nothing, people. This is Middle Man saying peace. To the next video, next Bible study, whichever comes first. Goodbye.